Alright, so my friend, again, tried to convince me that this image right here is a dab, and of course I have to disagree with him. But let's hear what he says.
Okay, so recently my friend tried to convince me that this isn't a dab. Right, and as you can tell, the head is turned into the
Alright.
arm. Obviously, meaning it's at least a partial dab. Right, but
Alright, there is no such thing as a partial dab. Let's look that up. Partial dab. There is no such thing as a partial dab. A partial dab. No, a partial dab does not exist. You can't do a partial dab. But continue.
I would go even further
Okay.
on my absolute debunking of his bullshit to say that this is what he showed in the video, right? Now, as you can tell, this is a way to go about the essence of the beautiful art of dabbing, but I don't feel like he was being honest, because if you look in the same video, you will see the most commonplace type of dabbing that goes on in the Paul Society. I've coined the term the Paul dab. It's just truly the only real way to go about dabbing. As you can see, it's one hand brought quickly to the face, to the nose approximately, in rapid succession, and then you repeat this until everyone admires you.
Alright. So what he said is that it's one arm. It's one arm over the approximate nose area. However, comma, this is not over the nose area. This, as you can see, her arm is not over the nose area. Therefore, even if a partial dab exists, this is not a partial dab. But what you're probably thinking of, which I know you're going to use this term, is a 1/4 dab, which is only one of the movements, which doesn't make sense. Because that means that every time I turn my head and look down in either direction, I'm doing a dab. That's not true. I'm just looking in a direction, meaning that point is completely invalid. So, there's no such thing as a partial dab, meaning I'm still right.
For your excellent dabbing skills, because you are obviously a meme lord. And yeah, so anyways, if you look at this beautiful man right here, you can tell that he's doing the Paul dab, right? Right here. This is the Paul dab, okay? This one, it's this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, and then if you take a look at this, you can tell that this is the same thing.
Okay, this and this are not the same thing. Look, this one, her arm is behind her head and not near her nose. And this one, his arm is by his nose. These two are not the same image. Which means this is not a dab. This is nowhere near a dab. And this is just her moving her arms. But continue.
This is the same thing. I mean, if you scroll in, you'll just find.
If you scroll in, you'll find a pale body looking at an arm. She's just having her arm back and looking down. That's not a dab. That you're essentially saying that if I do any hand motion that brings my arm somewhere near my face, that's a dab. No, that's not true. That's completely false.
It's the same thing. It's brought to the forehead. It's just
It's not brought.
one hand.
This is not brought to the forehead. That is, her arm is straight. You can't bring it to your like forehead if you're straight, and maybe you can, but it's not a bend, and it's not the forearm. That is not a dab. That's nowhere near a dab.
He brings up in his video the point of that what about right here, right? Well, listen, for all intents and purposes, right here doesn't exist, okay? It's not real. Just like Australia, it's not real, okay? I just need you to pay attention to this, because this is just the only.
So now we cutting out details. We're good. Alright. Okay. Ignore this face. This is a great man. Ignore the face, but this is a great man right here. See, that ideology doesn't work, because by cutting out other things, that's cherry picking. If I punch a kid, and they're like, why'd you punch him? Well, I didn't punch him because if you look right here, he tried to grab my fist. Therefore, he's trying to move me away. Therefore, that is not a punch. No, that is cherry picking. That's cherry picking in an argument. But continue.
Because this is obviously a dab.
That's not a dab.
So basically, basically, my point is he's an uncultured swine with no idea of what a true dab.
I'm just gonna stop the video because you all get my point. You all get that this is not a dab. This will never be a dab. So yeah.